Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to Daily Field at Frank R. Campbell Stadium here in, I would say, beautiful Danville, Virginia, but here over the past 3 or 4 weeks, it has almost felt like we're living in Seattle or England or somewhere like that with the clouds and the rain and the wind, and it looks like there's a possibility of that here today at Daily Field, but we're going to hope that the lacrosse gods keep it away and let us get all the way through this game, and then also we will have a concluding doubleheader as the men's lacrosse team will directly follow this match. Actually, not directly. They will come in at 5 and play. So about 40 seconds away. By the way, I'm being rude. I have not introduced myself. I'm Davin Wilson, former Assistant Sports Information Director here at Averett University. Still come along to hop on the broadcast every once in a while. And fun fact, today is actually my first lacrosse game. So I hope that you fans that are a little bit more knowledgeable than me watching at home will be more than willing to give me some slack. I will have it down by the end of the season. But as I said, this is my first lacrosse game. And excited to see how the action is going to unfold. I'm going to take a look here at the starting lineups. First for the visiting Lions of Piedmont College coming out of Demorest, Georgia. Nice little trip up here for the Lions. Number 2, Macy Higgins will get the start. Number 3, Brittany Gowan. She's backed up by number 5, Caitlin Jordan. She's backed up by number 9, Dominique Steele. Number 10, Aaron Alward also will get the starting nod today. Number 12, Megan Cowlick getting the start. Number 13, Cassidy Heflin. She's followed by number 14, Rowan Bumpus. She's backed up by number 20, Rebecca Lee. And number 21, Kaylin O'Brien. Number 24, Caitlin Morris. And number 32, Maddie Keaton will round out the starting 12 for the Lions here today. Now we're going to take a look at the starting lineup for the Averett University Cougars. First, starting off, her name is very recognizable if you are a follower of Averett women's soccer. Number 2, Cassidy Felt. She will be backed up by number 3, Haley Boardway. She's followed by also standout soccer player number 7, Rosa Morales. She's backed up by number 10, Brooke Smith. Women's basketball standout Alexis Rosia is also getting the starting nod, coming off a hat trick in the game against Ferrum, I believe it was. First hat trick for Rosia in just the Cougars' third game of the year. So already making her mark on this program is Alexis, just as she has with basketball. Then number 14, Exaya Lewis. She's backed up by number 18, Shayla Johnson. Number 19, Caroline Earl. Number 20, Rachel Hale will also get the starting nod. And then number 21, Gabby Porter. Number 24, Elizabeth Peasley. And number 25, Brianne Sawal will also get the start. Sawal in goal. The Cougars are coached by Kelly Ryan. She is in her first season. And the assistants are Jackie Montague and Aaron Murphy. Meanwhile, Piedmont is coached by Laura Patton, and she is assisted by Miranda Renninger. So we are just about ready to get started. We're going to take a look here. Piedmont coming in at a perfect 2-0 so far this season, 1-0 in the USA South. Meanwhile, Averett coming in at 1-2, 1-1 in the USA South. The Cougars are looking to bounce back after falling on the road to Ferrum College 15-10 despite Rosia's hat trick. The last time out, Piedmont took down Oglethorpe University 14-9, and the Lions also beat Ferrum 16-10 in the season opener, or in the conference opener. And fun fact here, this is the first ever meeting between these two sides. If you have been following Averett Sports for quite a while, you will know that Averett actually did have a women's lacrosse program for quite a few years. They ended up taking it away, but brought it back. Announced back a couple of springs ago that it was adding lacrosse, and that dream has come to reality as the Cougars are 3 games into this season. So we're going to take a look here at a couple of impact players. First for Averett, of course, we've got Rosia. She had a hat trick in Averett's last game at Ferrum. And then also Gabby Porter. She had 2 goals and an assist against Ferrum. Take a look here at the inside the numbers. 71 is the amount of ground balls that Averett has as a team so far this season. And we're going to see if they can start having some of that success and performance here against the Lions. As we said, kind of a dreary, overcast day, as has been the theme in the last couple of weeks here in Danville, Virginia. Starting to transition between winter and spring here, and it has definitely been a little bit of a change. Coming in one day, you got weather 70 degrees, and next you got it coming in at 50 degrees, and quite a lot of fun here. So we're going to take a look at some other action going around today here at Averett. Of course, you've got baseball. Baseball currently involved in a contest against Greensboro College, doubleheader. The Cougars are coming off an 8-5 loss against Greensboro College yesterday in the USA South Conference opener for both teams, and so Averett will look to bounce back from that. Softball is playing down in Raleigh today. They have matchups against a 4 o'clock matchup against Lynchburg and a 6 o'clock matchup against Mississippi College for women. And then, of course, we've also got tennis getting ready to kick off its season here before too long. And I believe wrestling has a match today as well. We're going to take a look here. Actually, they do not. Sorry about that. Well, I'm in January, so could be on the wrong one. They are actually competing down in the NCAA Southeast Regional. Should not say down, should actually say up and over, as the Cougars are coming in, and they will play that matchup in Ferrum. So we're going to take a look here at some of the results so far for the Cougars. The first game of the season ended with a 16-6 defeat for the Cougars against Guilford College here at Daly Field. Averett was able to bounce back 4 days later, pick up a big 17-2 win against NC Wesleyan College. And then, of course, the Cougars are trying to bounce back from a 15-10 loss against the Panthers. So far, we're going to take a look here at USA South play for the Cougars. Going to see the leaders and see who's going to be the players who will be the players to look out for this season. So right now, individual statistics, trying to get those up right now. Category leaders. As of right now, points. The point leader is Elizabeth Peasley. She has 12 points. She has 11 goals, 1 assist, 17 shots. Then you've got Shayla Johnson with 10 points, coming on 8 goals and 2 assists. Then you've got Gabby Porter with 8, coming on 6 goals and 2 assists. And then Alexis Rosia. But we're going to take a time here and honor America with the playing of the national anthem. Oh, really? And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. The playing of the national anthem has happened, and we are just moments away now from kicking off the start of this game. As we said earlier, Averett looking to try to bounce back from that tough loss against Ferrum, 15-10 in USA South action. The Cougars' first USA South contest in women's lacrosse in just about 11 years. So exciting to see that. And, of course, as I mentioned earlier, we will have the men's game following this contest right here. And Averett has never had a men's lacrosse team before this season. It's going to be an exciting day here at Daly Field for this USA South Conference doubleheader. Always a busy time of the year. What's known as crossover season coming between the spring and the winter. So you have basketball, baseball, softball, tennis, golf, and now you add lacrosse in the mix, and it makes for a busy late winter and spring. If you are on the sports information staff, or really even if you are on any of the athletic staffs over here at Averett, being a small Division III school, everybody has to perform multiple roles. So we're going to get back here to some of these stats. As far as goals, right now the Cougars' leading goal scorer is Elizabeth Peasley. She has 11, backed up by Shayla Johnson, who has 8, and then Gabby Porter with 6. Of course, Rosia coming in with her 3 the other day. And here we go. So right now, Piedmont with the ball, trying to spread it out. Piedmont running in. Averett, solid defense right now. So it's going to be number 2 right now, Higgins with it. She's going to get it over to number 10, Allward. And trying to get the shot off here. They're unable to do so right now, are the Lions. 51 on the clock down there. Right now, Piedmont trying to spread out the field. Piedmont trying to work the ball inside. They've got it behind the net right now. Right outside about the 10-yard line right now. Right now, there's another nice pass over to number 9, Steele. Steele trying to make something happen. She's on the move. Averett, and that's going to be a ground ball right there. We'll hit. And Averett will take possession on the grounder. Now trying to get the ball down. Trying to make something happen. It's number 14, Lewis. Piedmont will repossess. And we've got a stoppage in play. Toss over from number 14, Bumpus. Bumpus, the attacker from Keller, Texas. Nice little trip. From Piedmont. Ball is played over. Piedmont with it behind the net. Piedmont looking to attack, trying to get on the front. There's a shot, but it will be collected and saved by Sowell, the Cougars' goalkeeper. Sowell trying to set something up right now. She is still holding on to it. Exciting spring here in Danville with, of course, as I was talking about earlier, the Cougars, and a nice pass there by Sowell. Averett trying to make something happen. It's going to be Lewis down the line right now. And that one kicks out of bounds. Piedmont with the ball. Nice pass right there over to number 12, Kowalik. That ball is going to be scooped up by number 15, or excuse me, by number 5, Jordan. Over to number 24, Morris. Morris trying to get in front of goal. Not too far out. Averett has definitely been on the defensive thus far in the game's first 5 minutes. So 2:30. Oh, and there's a pass over the middle, and there's a goal. And Piedmont will take the early 1-0 lead. Some nice passing in front of the net led to that goal. We're going to get the official stats on here for you. And it was number 2, Macy Higgins, picking up the goal for the Lions. So Averett definitely spent most of the opening minutes on the defensive end of things, and it's going to lead to an early Piedmont goal and a 1-0 lead for the Lions. Macy Higgins' first goal of the season, or excuse me, goal number 3 of the season. She was assisted by Heflin. So Averett will now look to rebound after that tough break. That put it down early. Ball is loose right now, scooped up by Higgins. So Piedmont able to win the draw on the play preceding the goal. And already they are right back down. Gowan back over to Higgins. And we've got a loose ball, and it will be blown dead. Got a foul whistled on the Cougars. So the play has restarted. So for my next game, I will definitely be breaking out my binoculars. It's a little bit tricky to see the ball up here right now without them. But Piedmont does have possession, looking to try to find another goal. Get up here by a pair early on. And it's Rosia. Rosia battling for that ground ball right there. Averett will pick it up, but I believe we are going to have another foul whistled on the play. It was Lewis picking up the ground ball. As I was mentioning earlier, Averett right now 71 ground balls received in the Cougars' 3 games, so averaging over 20 a game. Has to have head coach Kelly Ryan feeling pretty confident moving forward. The team right now, Averett with the ball in front of goal. 48 seconds remain on the play clock, or on the shot clock. And there's a shot, but deflection. And so Piedmont now has the ball cleared. It was Peasley on the shot, Keaton with the save, and Caitlin Morris picking up the ground ball. But now Rosia is right back down there. She will be dispossessed. So number 17, Calendar, with the ball. She will feed it off. And a nice spin move there by number 14, Bumpus. Bumpus over the middle. Nice defense there by the Cougars. But we will have a foul whistled on the play. And here comes the restart. 22:41 remaining in the first half. And there's another goal for Piedmont. I believe that was number 14, Bumpus, on the shot and goal. And it's actually Heflin picking up the goal. I believe that is her second of the game. We will get a check of the live stats here. No, it's actually her first, as it was Higgins. It was Heflin on the assist with the last one. So we've got number 6, Martin Herndon, checking into the game for the Cougars. She will replace number 14, Lewis, the freshman midfielder defender from Greensboro, North Carolina. Not too far away from Danville. So here comes the draw after the goal. 2-0 is the score in favor of the Lions. And Piedmont will once again pick up the W on the draw. Heflin's 7th goal of the season for the Lions. And right now it's going to be number 20, Rebecca Lee. She will dish off to number 3, Gowan. Piedmont trying to get back down, make this a 3-goal game early, and some great passing will do exactly that, as the Lions picked up the ball right at about the football 18-yard line, fed it down over the middle inside about the 8, and then fired a shot on goal, and it's now a 3-0 game in favor of the Lions. It was number 21, Caitlin O'Brien, with the goal. Some nice passing there by the Lions, set that one up. And it's now a 3-0 game. Averett taking a little time to reset on the draw, or before the draw. Averett with a roster of nearly 20. The Cougars will return to action 4 days from now here at Danville, Virginia, as they will take on Greensboro College. That will be their last match of February. Then they will follow that with 2 home games against Randolph and Chatham College on March the 3rd and March the 7th, respectively. So Averett with possession on the draw, trying to make something happen. Number 24, Peasley, gets down. Peasley with it, trying to drive in. She's got it behind the net. Trying to set something up, trying to get something over the middle, it looks like. And that's going to be a turnover. Piedmont, though, still not with the complete clearance. Now they have it cleared, but the ball is loose. It's going to roll. It's going to be picked up by Dominique Steele. And so Looks like Rosia with the ball now. She does have it. Not a lot of turnaround for Rosia as the women's basketball team had their season ended last week in heartbreaking fashion in the USA South Conference Tournament. The loss to Ferrum. And Rosia is right back out here on the pitch today for the Cougars' matchup against the Lions. So that's going to be number 24 right now, Peasley with the ball. Peasley trying to make something happen. Played over at the top of the 10-yard line. Rosia trying to break free of the defense is now going to be number 10, Brooke Smith with it. Brooke Smith trying to get in front of goal, and actually, excuse me, that was number 20, Rachel Hale. But the clear attempt by the Lions is successful. That's played over to number 14, Bumpus. .49 left in the first half. Piedmont a 3-0 leader right now. Goals from Macy Higgins, Cassie Heflin, and Caitlin O'Brien. Piedmont has done a good job of spreading the ball out and making some opportunities happen. And I believe that's going to be a foul there, whistled on the play. I believe it's Rosia. That will get whistled. Ball's played back now. Piedmont, and there's a ground ball knocked away by number 3, Boardway of the Cougars. But we will have a foul whistled. So it's going to be number 10 right now. Aylward trying to make something happen. Let's see. So we've got a ground ball right now. And we've got a stoppage in play. .35 remaining in the first half. Piedmont with a 3-0 lead. Piedmont looking for its third win of the season. Meanwhile, Averett looking to even up its record. And there's another goal from the Lions. And it is now 4-0 as Piedmont able to pick up the turnover. Turnover was caused by Kaylin O'Brien. Piedmont able to find some space in the Cougars' defense and will get the ball over the head of Sowell. Sowell, the freshman out of Waldorf, Maryland, went to Thomas Stone High School. And there's the draw. And we're going to have a stoppage as quickly as it started. Looks like possession will remain with the Cougars. They've got number 24, Peasley, looking for her teammates, trying to make something happen, trying to get the Cougars on the board. She'll get it over to number 20, Rachel Hale. Averett in front of goal right now. Ball played back behind the net. Rosia trying to get to the front now. Excuse me, that's not Rosia. Keeper right now with it in a long clearance. That ball is played over to Bumpus. And a nice spin move there in front of goal as Piedmont is trying to get another shot off. The ball is dispossessed nicely, though, by the Cougars. Last goal came by Macy Higgins. Oh, excuse me, it actually came from Heflin, her second of the game. So that's going to be number 12, Cowlick, picking the ball up. That's going to be number 14, Bumpus now. Bumpus trying to make something happen. Well defended by Averett. Good defense down there by the Cougars. Number 21, O'Brien now with the ball. It is dispossessed, but Piedmont will pick up the ground ball. And we'll have a stoppage on the field. As Piedmont commits the turnover. Number 16, Abby Taylor now. Taylor also a volleyball player here at Averett. We'll get that one over to Rosia. Rosia trying to make something happen in front of goal, and she's got a shot. Unable to get it on target. Ball is recollected, though, by Averett. Now they've got a chance here, and that's going to be, I believe, number 24, Peasley, getting in there with the goal for the Cougars. Rosia's shot was wide right. Averett went over, recollected it, got the ball over to Rosia in front of the net, and Rosia finishes it off. Or excuse me, the Cougars will finish it off to make it a 4-1 contest. And so we've got a stoppage here on the field. We're going to take it with them, but when we come back, we will have the rest of the action here on the Averett Sports Network.
I don't even know what to say. I just think.
I'll get it. Just
Don't know all the rules and stuff all the time. Don't know all the stuff like that. It's hard to, especially to someone who knows what they're talking about. It's hard to. It's hard to explain it to them.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll get it by the
But then,
by the time by the end of the season. See, normally too, I have binoculars, so like I can just kind of look through those.
see.
Yeah, and be able to see a little better. That's what I do for football and soccer and all that. But I forgot them this morning, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard hard to see from up here, especially like their jerseys are like really hard to see. I'm like,
It's the font on them.
yeah,
And it gets bunched up and
yeah.
all that kind of stuff. So
Like ours are a little bit easier, just because it's like white and then the blue is very different than the numbers. It's just the outline.
yeah.
Always thing. Yeah, outline white. That's it. Oh man.
I was about to see get that goal.
Yeah. Maybe a couple more.
It looks like they got like a. Looks like they got the picture there.
They're playing a lot better. They're playing a lot better. Like they started playing a lot better after like they scored 3 goals. They started playing a little better.
Oh, okay.
You've had the ball down there more.
Yeah, I was gonna say because it was all down there at first.
Yeah.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to the Averett Sports Network. It was Rachel Hale picking up the goal for the Cougars, her second on this season. She was assisted by Elizabeth Peasley. So now play has resumed for the draw down at the 50-yard line. And speaking of Peasley, she is down there to take the draw for the Cougars. Interesting to see. And Cougar fans and Piedmont fans, I'm sure this is probably the only time you will actually be tuning in to the Averett Sports Network for lacrosse, but I will have my game IQ up a little bit more the next time you join us here, Averett fans. So number 20, Hale. On the receiving end of that foul. Now Averett right back in front of goal again. It's Danielle Funkhauser, the senior out of Harrisonburg, Virginia, senior attacker. Coming in at 5'1". So that's going to get out to number 24, Peasley. Peasley, a nice pass over the middle. There's a shot in front of goal, deflected, caught by Rosia. So that's going to be the Cougars there. I believe it was Smith there to collect the ground ball. It was actually Alexis Rosia picking up that last ground ball for Averett. 13:43 remaining in the first half. Averett looking to try to cut its deficit in half. Going into the half. Try saying that 3 times fast. So number 2 right now, Higgins with the ball. Averett's goal temporarily left unintended. Piedmont unable to capitalize though. Pass over the middle, shot will miss wide left. Piedmont will retain possession. It's a heck of a shot there as that one bounced probably about a good extra 10 yards into the back of the end zone, actually out of the end zone here at Daly Field. And we will have a foul whistled against Piedmont going towards the Cougars. So 12:39. 4-1 is your score. So ball is on the ground right now. And I believe it's going to be Averett that got it, but Averett will get hit for a foul. Good sportsmanship there from number 6, Tatiana Martin Herndon out of Hampton, Virginia, helping up the Lions player. Always like to see that, especially in conference play where things can get a little bit heated. You never want to lose, but you especially do not want to lose in conference play. So right now, Piedmont with the ball. And Averett's going to get whistled with the foul. Averett playing very aggressively right now. So Piedmont with the ball in front. A nice save there by Sawwell to keep the score at 4-1. That was a low shot. Doing a good job to keep her eye on the ball with the screen on the helmet. Limiting the vision a little bit. She's trying to set something up. So Kelly Ryan right now trying to get her team set up in the position and in the formation that she wants them. Averett does have 54 seconds to try to get the ball down the pitch here. So that's going to be number 16, Abby Taylor, collecting that bouncer. She is still with it, driving down the middle. Number 21, Caitlin O'Brien there to collect the turnover. Piedmont right now with the ball. Make sure to join us here at halftime for the Sova Health halftime show, where we'll give you a rundown of the stats, and I will do my best at an analysis of this game thus far. Lacrosse definitely not in my wheelhouse as strongest of sports, as the strongest of sports knowledge. But plenty of time to learn here as we are just kicking off this young season. Piedmont in its third game, Averett playing its fourth. So we're down to single digits here in the first half. 4-1 is the score. So Piedmont right now trying to make something happen. Ball is tossed over the middle. Nice passing. And there's another goal to make it 5-1. One thing that I have noticed with Piedmont, when Piedmont scores, usually gets these over-the-top passes from about the 10 to 15 yard line. Able to get it over the Averett wall of defense to a defender, or excuse me, to an attacker waiting there. And that's going to be number 15, Cassidy Heflin, or excuse me, number 13, Cassidy Heflin, getting credited with that goal. And that is actually her third of the game, so give Heflin a hat trick. And she is responsible for 3/5 of her team's points right now. 5-1, 9:42. We would like to thank all of our Team Averett University, our Team Averett sponsors, for everything they do to help us keep this athletics program running. Over here, athletics program now consists of 16 teams with the addition of men's and women's lacrosse and wrestling. So stoppage in play, it has resumed. It's a foul whistled on the Lions, and we're going to have another foul whistled on the Lions. So Heflin right now, 9 goals so far on this season. Just a sophomore out of Maryland, of course, being up there in Maryland, big place for lacrosse. And there's a shot there by number 24, Peasley, but just a little bit too far to the left. So we've got a stoppage and a restart. So here we go, Piedmont holding on to it. It's, I believe that is number 9 Steele down there. So number 24, Morris, right now with it. So Averett right now, they were able to collect, but I believe a foul, actually the foul was whistled on Piedmont. It's going to be Cassidy Felt wearing the same number 2 as she always has in soccer with the restart. The ball is loose right now. We've got a battle for it. Number 21, Gabby Porter, trying to get there, unable to do so. Ball still up in the air. Nobody has been able to maintain or hold on to possession here in the last minute or so. After we had the foul whistle on Piedmont, now Piedmont's going to pick it up. They've got control of it. A nice pass right there, but a great interception coming on by number 14, Lewis. Excuse me, that was number 10, Brooke Smith, actually. And we've got a stoppage. It's Brooke Smith, in fact, picking up the ground ball for the Cougars right there. 7:04 remaining in the first half. So it's going to be number 5, Jordan. Jordan with it right now over the middle of the field. Ball is handed off. Nice pass there by Piedmont, number 14, Bumpus. Bumpus trying to get in front, trying to make something happen. Has 48 seconds to get the play off. And we've got another goal by the Lions. Now 6-1. So Averett able to get the 1 goal back to make it a 4-1 game. Now Piedmont has been able to strike back for 2 quick ones to make it a 6-1 game as we are winding down here on the first half. Looks like Rosia will be going back into the game. Goal by Caitlin O'Brien, her 5th of the year. I believe it is O'Brien's 2nd goal of the game as well. It is. She picked up Piedmont's 3rd goal and now picks up the 6th. So right now, 3rds have been a good number for O'Brien. .612 remaining in the first half. Averett looking to get possession back on the draw. And here we go. We got a restart. And the high flying Rosia using some of her basketball abilities there to get up and try to win that one. They are in vain, though. Piedmont right now with the ball. See what the Lions can do. Trying to keep adding to this advantage right now. Loose ball now out front. Averett collects the ground ball. Over to Rosia. Rosia now, she's got nothing but green in front of her. Trying to make something happen, and she is streaking the speedy Rosia. Let's see what happens. There's a shot and a goal by the Cougars and Rosia. And it's now a 6-2 game as Rosia pretty much took that one on her shoulders and made that one happen. A great play there by Rosia. Great hustle as she turned on the Jets. Put a little 93 octane in there and went to the races. 6-2 is now your score. 5:17 remaining in the first half. Averett doing a great job there of keeping the concentration on the loose ball. Rosia comes down, scoops it up. It's Rosia's 4th goal of the season, her 4th in the past 2 games. as she did have the hat trick against Ferrum last time out. So Averett now trails by 4, 5:17 remaining in the first half. And here we go. Play has resumed. Marcia scooping up the ground ball. She will get it over to number 24, Peasley. Peasley still in possession. Peasley had the assist on the Cougars' other goal by Hale. Ball's played over in the middle. It's going to be number 18, Johnson. Johnson, loose ball. And the foul is going to get whistled against Piedmont. I believe that foul was whistled inside the circle. It was, and a nice shot there by number 18, Johnson. A nice save as well by Keaton, the Lions' goalkeeper. Danger is not done yet, though, as Averett still has the ball. Number 21, Porter, with it right now. Porter back to number 3, Boardway. Boardway gets it over to 24, Peasley. Peasley over to number 18, Johnson. So let's see what happens. Averett's still trying to push ahead. Have quite a bit of time, to get this one off. So Johnson, and I believe we're going to have a foul whistle on the play. And it's going to go against the Cougars. 6-2, 3:38 remaining in this contest. Or in the first half of this contest. And actually, the foul was whistled against Piedmont. I thought it went against Averett. So Johnson now with another shot. Johnson had a nice rip just a second ago, but it was a good save coming in by number 32, Keaton. Kept that ball out of the net. The ball is collected, or it's loose right now. Collected by Porter and the Cougars. It's going to get over to number 24, Peasley. Peasley right now trying to set something up. Very strategic game. Ground ball for a second is recollect another ground ball. But Johnson will be there to recollect for the Cougars. In front of net, intended for number 21, Porter. Not able to do anything, but Porter picks it up, but ball will enter no man's land for a Piedmont possession. Pretty decent crowd out here for a cloudy Saturday afternoon in Danville. Temperature's nice though, about in the give or take low to mid 60s. Would be nice to have a little bit of sun, but at the same time the sun up here in the press box can get to glaring off of that window and make the action on the field incredibly hard to see. Especially here on the south end of Daly Field where the ball is currently at. So number 14, Bumpus. Piedmont, a very good attacking team, able to get some nice passes, and that's what we see going on right now. And so we've got a foul. I believe that is going to be whistled on the Cougars. .127 remaining. Remember to keep it locked here during the half, as we will have the Sova Health halftime show. Shot there by Piedmont College, no good. 1:16 now remaining. Got a 4-point ball game. Right now, Piedmont trying to increase its lead to 5. Ball is played over. And that's going to be number 2, Felt, collecting that one. Foul whistled on Piedmont. And the ball will end up going back to the Cougars. Trying to give the Cougars one more opportunity to get the ball in the net before the end of the half. Looking down there right now, and I'm getting exhausted just watching this game. It is more or less not stopped the whole entire time. And while they are two entirely separate sports, obviously it's taking me back to my soccer days and remembering having to try to cover a 100-foot field. It can be quite a challenge. Of course, give or take, you got about 90 feet from end to end here. I would give or take with on the lacrosse side of things, with the net being set up on the goal line of the end zone, about 10 yards back from the goal line to the exit of the end zone. .21 seconds now, 6-2 ball game. Ooh, shot deflects off the post. Unlucky break there. Piedmont perhaps wanting a rabbit's foot in its pocket on that shot. Of course, when you're ahead by 4 goals, you can afford to miss a few breaks here and there. So 6-2 is your score. 14 and a half seconds left, and a shot on goal. Nice save there. Coming in by Averett. And number 20 and number 25, Sawal. And that is going to do it here for the first 30 minutes. Piedmont holds a 6-2 lead. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we will have the Sova Health halftime show for you here on the Averett Sports Network. Make sure you keep it locked right where it is. We'll be right back.
It's all right. If you've never seen him play, it's hard to. Especially with nobody there with you, like you can't talk back and forth or nothing. You just gotta.
Yeah, you just got to keep rolling with it.
Yeah.
I don't know. At least I haven't cussed or anything.
coming through this window is what it is.
Yeah, yeah. And I tell you, some days it's nice.
True, true.
All right. Now, this is actually one thing I do know what I'm talking about when I look at stats. So.
So, Ed, give a good analysis when you get it on the road.
Yeah. Hey, whatever helps you out, right? And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to Daily Field as we are just about ready for the start of the second half. We're going to take a look here at some stats. Right now, Piedmont has outshot Averett 13-10, so pretty close marks when it comes to that. Also close marks, ground balls. Piedmont has 16 of them compared to Averett's 14. Averett with 13 turnovers right now compared to Piedmont's 11. Also, Piedmont has 6 saves. Had 6 saves in the first half compared to Averett's 3. As far as leaders, you've got Alexis Rocia and Rachel Hale each coming up with goals for the Cougars. And meanwhile, it has been the Heflin and O'Brien show for Piedmont, as Heflin has a hat trick of 3 goals, also has 2 assists. Meanwhile, Bryant has 2 goals. So the draw coming down here to start things off, and ball is still trying to be collected. It is ended up scooped up by Averett. Trying to make something happen is number 20, Hale, who does have one of the goals for Averett today. She has got the ball. She's looking for number 3, Boardway. Unable to find her. She will go back to, I believe it's number 21, Gabby Porter. Porter, one of the leaders here on this Averett team. Playing in its first season since 2007. Exciting times here at Averett as the athletics program continues to grow under the direction of AD Meg Stevens. And that loose ball is collected by Piedmont. The Cougars will get whistled for a foul. Still plenty of time for Averett to come back and knot this game up or possibly even take the lead. Cougars have proven that they can put up some goals. 31 so far in this season, averaging a little over 10 a game. So the Cougars do have the ability to put the ball in the net. We'll just see if they can do it here, as they are facing the Cougars are facing a very talented Piedmont team that is so far as a blemishless, you know what I'm trying to say. They don't have any blemishes on their record, coming in at 2-0. And there's a shot on goal, and it's going to find the net. I believe it was Steele on the goal. Actually, it might have been CC Cogliano with the goal. We will wait to see here. As I said, I do have to apologize. I normally have binoculars when I'm up here in the press box to be able to keep a little bit better of an eye on things, but did not think to bring them today. But all I have to do is make a mistake one time, and it was actually Caitlin Jordan picking up the goal for the Lions. Freshman midfielder, 5'4", out of Powder Springs, Georgia. And so now we've got another draw coming on the play. 7-2 is your score. Averett Piedmont battling it out right now for possession of the ball. Piedmont will take it. Trying to make something happen. And it is Caitlin Jordan again, affectionately referred to by her teammates and coaches as CJ. Ball played over the middle. Another nice pass, and that's going to set up a shot. Nothing happened in there, though, for Piedmont. Jordan collecting the loose ball. See what she can do, trying to make something happen here. Ball is played over the middle, collected. Averett trying to get the successful clearance off. They are able to do it. And that is going to be number 3, Boardway, going just about all the way down there. Number 24, Peasley, now with the ball, trying to get something set up for the Cougars. Peasley in front, the shot blocked and collected by Keaton. As I was mentioning earlier, Averett does pack some offensive firepower to be in its not inaugural season, but in its first season in nearly 10 years. Led by the direction of Long Island native Kelly Ryan. Action coming down now, and we've got a stoppage. We'll see what it is. Looks like one of the players having some problems with her stick. The referee had it was. And so Caitlin O'Brien will get the goal for Piedmont to make it a 8-2 game. So Averett came into this half trailing 6-2. The Cougars have given up 2 quick goals here to start things off in the first 4 minutes to find themselves in a 6-point disadvantage right now. And we've got a foul whistled against Averett. Piedmont right now with the ball. Trying to set something up, trying to keep pushing. Jordan right now with the ball. Jordan scored the first goal for the Lions this half. And Piedmont threatened again, but we're going to have a foul whistled. Piedmont with an opportunity to increase its lead here. And that is exactly what they will do. So 9-2 is the score as Piedmont collects on the foul opportunity in front of goal. So 9-2 is now your score. 25-11 remaining. And Bumpus getting credit for the goal there. Even though the Cougars now find themselves down by 7, still quite a few positives. The Cougars were able to create some opportunities in the first half. They did pick up a couple of goals. Still trying to create their first opportunities here of the second half. But very fast-paced game. A lot of things can happen. And right now, Averett picking up the ball. So number 18, Johnson. And there's a foul on the play whistled against Piedmont. Make sure you join us. We've got at 5 o'clock, we've got the men's game. I will be bringing you play-by-play coverage of that contest. So Boardway right now, Boardway to Rosia. Rosia gets it over to Johnson. Johnson trying to make something happen for Averett. Some nice little footwork there, trying to switch up directions. Averett now with the ball in front. It is dispossessed, and we've got another foul whistled against the Cougars, as it's going to be number 8, Margaret Bautista, getting whistled for the violation there. Bautista, the 5'3" freshman midfielder out of Wake Forest, North Carolina. Wake Forest High School. About an hour and a half trip here from Danville. So Piedmont once again threatening. And once again, Averett getting called for the foul. Averett on the reset. There is a loose ball right now. It is going to be picked up by Piedmont. Averett whistled for the foul. So Bumpus with the free position shot and goal. 8th on the season. So number 14 right now, Bumpus. Bumpus gets it back over to Jordan. Averett scoops up the ground ball. And so Boardway and Rosia right there hooking up Rosia. And a nice pass from Rosia to number 24, Peasley. And it is 9-3 Averett as Peasley picks up her second goal of the contest. And a nice trifecta of passes. It was Boardway to Rosia, then Rosia to Peasley. And Peasley finishes it off. So number 16, Abby Taylor, back into the game for Averett. Coming in for Boardway. He did a great job of setting that up. Took the pass out on the left wing. Went over the top to Rosia. Pass was a little high. Rosia does a great job of getting up and pulling in that pass. And then Rosia finds Peasley with both players on the move. And it's now a 9-3 ball game. So Beasley now 1 goal short of a hat trick to give Averett players with 3 or more goals in both of its last games, as Rosia was able to pull the hat trick her last time, and Rosia doing it on the defensive end now as she will get that ball cleared. And so right now, number 17, Viegelman, or no, excuse me, number 21, Gabby Porter, actually with the ball down there. And we've got a stoppage. As for the clock to be stopped for a second, it looks like they are not sure if we had an injury on the play or looks like everybody is up and moving around. Looked like they wanted a stoppage in the game, just not on the clock. So number 12, Rosia trying to get goal number 2 to go along with that last assist. Unselfish play there. She dumps it back to Johnson, drops it back. Johnson trying to drive in. And she is going to be whistled with a foul. There's a restart. Getting down to about 20 minutes remaining in this contest, 9-3 ball game. And speaking of how far things have come along, if you look directly across your screen, you will see our old press box over there. Of course, we have, thanks to a group of donors over here at Averett, group of trustees, got together, put together money for a new field and a new stadium. New press box, new seats, and really exciting. It's in its second season over here. And definitely could not have come at the right time, as that old press box was really something else to try to call games from. You had to really compete with crowd noise. You also had a hard time because you were at a disadvantage. We're going to have a yellow card issued. See who it's going to go against. So Averett on the picks up the ground ball, dispossessed. It was actually Felt picking it up, dispossessed, but then the turnover coming in from Piedmont will get the ball back to the Cougars. So 19:48 remaining in this contest. Rosia on the run again. And a nice pass over to 16 Taylor, who has a little bit of trouble with it. Has a little bit of a collision. And a nice string of passing will lead to Jordan having the ball in front of goal. And Averett getting a whistle for a foul. Heflin caused the Taylor turnover. Jordan draws the foul. And there's a restart, shot, and a goal. And that is Caitlin Jordan picking up her second goal of the game. 10-3 now, Piedmont. So fun note here, Peasley's goal just moments ago that made it a 9-3 ball game. Her 12th of the season. But Jordan answers back with her second goal of the contest to make it a 10-3 game. So right now, Piedmont 20 shots on goal compared to Averett's 12. The Lions have collected 22 ground balls compared to Averett's 20. The Lions are 14 of 16 on clears. Meanwhile, the Cougars are 9 of 15. Keaton 7 saves. Meanwhile, Sawal with 5 for the Cougars. So free position shot there and goal by Caitlin Jordan, who entered today's game scoreless on the season. She has picked up 2 here today to account for 1/5 of her team's goals on the afternoon, as it's now a 10-3 ball game as we are getting down into the final 15 minutes or so of this contest. Right now, Averett with the ball. Played over. Here's an opportunity for the Cougars. Number 8, Bautista, will draw the foul. And Bautista's going to have a shot here to make this a 10-4 ball game. Let's see if she's just going to go ahead and have a look here. She will not. She will dump back off to Johnson at about the football 18-yard line. And Peasley with a shot. Saved. Keaton coming up with it. So Rosia now trying to battle that one out. And so Averett getting whistled for the foul. And so Johnson right now, as it is going to be number 8, Bautista, just about down there by herself. She will scoop it up as the ball kicked around. So Taylor right now with the ball. Taylor, the sophomore out of Waynesboro, Virginia. About a 3-hour drive from here in Danville, up the other side of Harrisonburg. So number 18, Johnson, back over to Peasley. Peasley trying to make something happen. She runs into a wall of defense, but she maintains possession, gets it over to number 16, Taylor. Taylor gets it over to Peasley. Pass is a little high. Bautista will go to chase, but it goes out of play. So Piedmont will pick up possession. One thing I've noticed that There's no stoppages for substitutions, which would no doubt make keeping track of minutes tough for the sports information staff down here, but they are prepared as always for any of the challenges they face. So we got to restart. Jordan going for the hat trick. She's going to kick it off. It's going to be number 9, I believe. And we've got another foul on the play. And shot and a goal for the Lions. And actually, I'm not sure if it's going to be a goal or not. They're conferring on the field. And they are going to call it a goal. 11-3 is now your score. Dominique Steele, her 6th goal of the season for the Lions. First one here today. And 11-3 is now your score. Now we're getting ready for the draw and the reset. So Jordan right now with the ball. Jordan looking to complete the hat trick. She already has 2, with both of them coming this half. Piedmont crisp, clean passing so far. And a shot off the post. Hear that one ding from up there. That one had a little oomph to it. You hear it ding from up here in the press box. And we've got a foul. The ball will go to Piedmont. And some nice teamwork going on down there, and that's going to be number 14, Lewis, finding number 18, Shayla Johnson, for the goal. 11-4. So Kelly Ryan, even though her team is facing a 7-point deficit nearing the stretch of this game, she's got to be very impressed with the way that her team has been able to bounce back, hang in there, and be able to withstand Piedmont's best shots and then come back and string together a few of their own. So we're going to have a stoppage on the field. We're going to go ahead and take it with them, but we'll be right back on the Averett Sports Network. And once again, we are back here on the Averett Sports Network. 11-4 is your score. 15-18 left. So number 24, Peasley, with the ball now. Trying to get down there and make something happen for the Cougars, who are looking to string together a comeback, but also at the same time running out of time. Oh, and there was a shot right there, an opportunity for Averett. Unable to capitalize on it, though, is Taylor. Good concentration right there by number 12 for Piedmont, Kolick, to stay with that rolling ground ball and able to pick it up. Piedmont right back down. It's Dominique Steele now. Drop back pass behind the net. 13:43 remaining in this contest. 11-4 is the score, and Rosia really broke in there, tried to come up with a big turnover. She will end up getting whistled for the foul. Rosia, naturally a very speedy player. She's very aggressive too, plays with a lot of passion, brings that same passion and energy and speed to the basketball court as well for the Lady Cougars, or at least she did. So Piedmont with another opportunity and a shot and a goal. And some crisp passing will lead to a dozen goals now for the Lions and a 12-4 lead, 12:59 remaining. And I think right now, at least from what I've seen, that has been the big difference between Piedmont and Averett. So Heflin, a name we are used to hearing here today, will get her name called one more time. As Heflin rounds out her hat trick. Actually, that is Heflin's fourth goal. She had the hat trick in the first half, so she's almost responsible for half of her team's points here so far. And so Peasley makes a nice play right there, and there's a foul whistled. Peasley did a great job of controlling that draw. So Johnson over to Peasley. Peasley trying to drive in, make something happen here. So Peasley's pass to Boardway finds the turf. Boardway comes over and picks it up, though. So Johnson into Rosia. Rosia in front of net. Unselfish play there. She's just going to simply drop it off to number 21, Porter. So Peasley now with the ball again. Peasley over to Johnson. Johnson trying to make something happen. And we've had a foul whistled on the play. Possession will stay with the Cougars. So Johnson with a shot here to try to make it a 12-5 ball game. Help keep the Cougars around a bit more And there's her opportunity, and that's exactly what she will do as Johnson takes a trio of steps, cocks back and fires. And it's now 12-5. Johnson comes through with her second goal of the game. You see a little fun there on the sideline by the Cougars as it was Hale. A couple of her teammates had gathered around her, and Hale pushes them, rolls them down like a bowling ball, knocking down some pins. So that is Johnson's second goal of the day, 12-5 contest. And as I said earlier, you've got to give it to the Cougars. They've definitely had their opportunities to get frustrated and just kind of drop and hang their heads and go ahead and pack it up and call it a day. But they are fighting well in a 12-5 ball game. Still plenty of time for the Cougars' fortunes to reverse. 11:45. We're going to have a redo on the draw. And so Rosia is going to pick up the ground ball. They will control the draw, the Cougars. And Rosia turning on the Jets. Rosia to Johnson. Johnson going for the hat trick. Her shot is no good. Good play there, though, by the Cougars as Rosia received that one out towards the wing a little bit. Still in the center of the pitch. But they were Cougars able to string together some passes, and Johnson almost finishes it off, and that is number 16, Abby Taylor, getting involved on the action as she takes a pass from Boardway and hammers it home. 12-6 is now your score, 11:05. And right now we see Rachel Hale and Kristen Viegelman down there right now having a good time on the Cougars' last couple of goals. So 12-6. As Abby Taylor that is Taylor's first career goal. I was thinking it probably was, but I wanted to wait and make sure. And got the announcement here from the stats. So Boardway to Taylor, and Taylor can now say she has scored a goal for the Cougars at the collegiate level. 12-6 ball game now, 10:53. Ryan has really done a great job of recruiting players who are really very headstrong, very mentally tough as well as physically tough. They do a great job at communicating, and this is Ryan's first season, so you're going to have, and the Cougars' first lacrosse season in nearly 10 years, so you're going to have some growing pains when you are faced in that kind of situation, but at the same time, a lot of positives for Ryan and the Cougars. And one of those positives is their grit. And so Rosia is going to fire one home. And it is now 12-7, 10:38. And for the first time all afternoon, Averett able to string together a couple of unanswered goals. It's now a 12-7 contest, 10:38 remaining. That is Rosia's second goal of the game. So Rosia just needs one more goal, and she will have a hat trick, which would be her second consecutive one. And she was able to pick up one in the game against Ferrum. Rosia and Taylor, just two all-around athletes. As I mentioned earlier, Rosia just finished up her final season on Averett's women's basketball team, where she had a big career as a point guard. And then Taylor just beginning her athletic career here. She is a junior. She competes on the volleyball team. Cougars able to get her a ring this year on the strength of another USA South Conference regular season championship. Averett came very close to picking up the USA South Tournament Championship and a berth in the NCAA tournament. But Covenant College eliminating that. And so Rosia now is going to pick up the loose ball. Rosia gets it over to 21 Porter. Porter trying to make something happen now. Porter over to Rosia. Rosia over to Peasley. 36 left on the clock, on the shot clock. So Peasley getting the ball in. See what she can do. And that is number 14, Lewis. Lewis takes the pass from Porter. Says, put me on the score sheet too as she gets in there. And it is now a 12-8 game. And Averett right now has the Lions reeling a bit. And they are going to take a timeout. 3 unanswered goals for Averett. Make this a 4-point contest. 9.5 left to play. Keep it locked here. We might have an exciting finish on our hands. Piedmont, as I said, taking the timeout. We're going to take it with them, but we'll be right back here on the Averett Sports Network. And ladies and gentlemen, we're back here on the Averett Sports Network where your Cougars have strung together 3 goals now unanswered. Actually, 4 goals unanswered, excuse me. As it's been Shayla Johnson, Abby Taylor, Alexis Rosia, and now Xasia Lewis to help the Cougars erase what was once an 8-point deficit. And now Lewis strikes back again. And this Cougars team is fired up and on a roll. Lewis entered the game today with 1 on the season, and she has now doubled that total in a matter of about 35 seconds. 12-9 is your score. And don't look now, but we've got a ball game here at Daly Field. And this just goes to show you the importance of, if you're a coach of, especially when you're coaching a team that's hasn't competed in a while or is in its inaugural season, to recruit players who are very strong mentally. And that is what Ryan has done, both going off campus and then recruiting some here from athletes on other teams here at Averett. And her team has cut what was once an 8-goal deficit down to 3. Plenty of time for even more drama to continue. So Johnson over to Lewis, who Lewis has got to be thinking hat trick right now. And so we've got a stoppage on the play. They're going to want to rewind to the clock, I believe it is. And they'll go ahead and restart. 8:39 remaining. And it was the clock actually had not started from that last free stoppage. And so we've got a foul whistled on Averett. Or no, excuse me, whistled on Piedmont. Excuse me. So Lewis's shot, a bit unlucky there. The ball is bouncing around. Averett trying to recollect. Piedmont will scoop up the GB. So Averett trying to get back on defense. Trying to keep its deficit to a manageable point as it is right now with 7:59 remaining. As we've seen, both of these teams can score in the blink of an eye. Of course, Averett with 5 unanswered goals here over the last 2 minutes. And so the Cougars trying to get the successful clearance right now. Ball crosses the 30. Past the 40, and that is a successful clearance by the Cougars. And so now Peasley trying to get down in front of goal. The shot bounces a little bit off the ground. Roll over there. It looked like it deflected off a Piedmont player. I think it got the goalie, Keaton. Averett will maintain possession. So number 14, Lewis. Lewis back over to Johnson. Let's see what Johnson can do, and we're going to have a foul there. Just going to have to see who it is on, as it was Johnson and I believe Caitlin Jordan colliding. And the foul is going to be whistled against Piedmont. So number 14, Lewis, number 18, Johnson, will be responsible. For this opportunity for the Cougars. Johnson shot and give Johnson a hat trick now. And it is now a 2-point game. And what a turn of events we have seen here in about the last 5 minutes. As Averett was facing a 8-point deficit, but they were able to come back, and really 6 goals now unanswered. And we have got a ball game on our hands. So Averett with that goal, Averett will win the draw there. Then there's Piedmont whistle for the foul, but with that goal, Averett came into this game averaging 10 goals per game, a little bit actually over 10 goals. And Rosia right now, Rosia is doing her best Benny and the Jets impression. Foul whistled on the play. It will go against Piedmont. So foul whistle against Piedmont, and now Rosia with an opportunity to add a hat trick of her own here for the second consecutive game. Rosia driving in, and she's going to draw another foul. So Rosia doing her best basketball impression there. Drawing the foul as she went right into the heart of the Lions' defense. And she's going to earn another opportunity here to make this a one-point contest with 6:07 remaining. Here we go, Rosia, and her shot wide left. It's going to be number 21 Porta there, though, to collect. Number 24, Peasley. So Peasley over to number 18, Johnson. A little confusion in front of the net, but Piedmont right now with the ball. So you see number 14, Lewis, trying to pressure Keaton into making a mistake there, the Lions' goalkeeper. 5:26 now remaining, 12-10 contest. Averett needs 2 to tie, 3 to win. String of now 6 unanswered goals. Averett, a relatively young team, too, making this comeback that much more impressive. Out of their starters today, nine of Averett's 12 starters are freshmen, making this comeback that much more impressive, even more impressive. As we said, 12-10. And Piedmont now threatening. Piedmont using its effective passing to try to make something happen here and get their deficit back out in front a little bit. And couldn't really tell if that was a shot or a goal, or excuse me, a shot or a pass. And there is a shot and goal, 13-10. That is going to break 6 unanswered goals there. I believe that was Steele on the shot and goal for the Lions. It was. That is Steele's second goal of the game to go along with 1 assist. She has 4 shots, all 4 of them on goal. 13-10 now with 4:17 remaining. So both of these teams neck and neck on shots. Piedmont 27, Averett with 25, same in ground balls. Piedmont holding a 25-23 edge in that mark. Piedmont 18 successful clears on 21 attempts. That goal by Steele was with the Cougars facing a player down. So Averett 11 for 17 on clears. And so here's the draw coming up. 4:17 remaining, 13-10 contest. Steele's goal perhaps breathing a little bit of life back into this Piedmont team who had seen the momentum completely shift. So foul whistle on Piedmont. It was 12-4 Piedmont The Lions were looking like they would cruise to the victory. But Averett, 6 goals in the course of about 2 minutes. Helps the Cougars make it a 2-point game, but Piedmont has answered back within the last minute or so to make this a 3-point contest again. So Peasley over to Lewis. Lewis trying to drive in, make something happen. Her shot on goal, and Lewis right back to work for the Cougars. 2-point game once again. And there is no quit in this Averett team. None at all. As Lewis now a hat trick. She has 1 assist to go along. She has 3 total points. So making that mark even more impressive. Lewis's 3 goals have just come on 4 shots. So Lewis dialed in. She's got the measurements on the scope, the distance judged, and she is firing bullets right now. So also Johnson also with a hat trick for the Cougars. Meanwhile, Rosia still pushing for a hat trick. She has 2. Peasley has a goal. Hale has a goal. To round out the Cougars' scoring. And Lewis now with a shot. She's trying to get through the defense. The ball drops, but there is a foul. And ladies and gentlemen, this is where Lewis and Johnson have been so dangerous on these penalties inside, these fouls inside. And let's see if they can make this a 1-point game. And a nice block there by Keaton. Good job reading, but there's the deflection in. And that is now 4 goals for Lewis. 13-12. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? 13-12. Averett once trailed 12-4 at one point. At that time, they have come back and scored 8 out of the game's next 9 points to cut this down to a 1-point deficit. And that has got the crowd here at Frank R. Campbell Stadium buzzing. Good crowd, nice turnout here, trying to help get the Cougars, help will the Cougars to this victory. It would be another huge USA South win for the Cougars. And so Averett's going to win the draw. It is Peasley. Peasley barreling through right now. Shot. Nice block there by Keaton. The ball is collected by Keaton. She's holding on to it for a second, but Peasley down there trying to keep her hands on the stick in the face. So Rosia, the scrappy Rosia coming through. She's trying to get something going now here. Let's see what Rosia can do. So Rosia, the pass over, and don't look now, but Averett is on the move, on the attack, a shot. There's a save there by Keaton. That's going to put Keaton in double digits now as far as saves. And look at that. That's number 13, Funkhauser, getting involved as she breaks through. Funkhauser over to Peasley. Peasley just trying to take her time, help the Cougars get something set up. You see Ryan calling the plays from the sideline. Trying to get something set up. 159. Peasley with a nice move. Peasley shoots, and there's a goal. And ladies and gentlemen, just like that, we have got a tie ball game at 13-13. And this Averett crowd is going bananas right now, and why not? Averett faced an 8-point deficit at one point in this contest, they have come back and scored 9 out of the game's last 10 points, and we are now knotted at 13 apiece with 155. And so that is Peasley getting involved in the action. Her second goal, believe it is her 14th of the season. Actually, that is her 13th of the season. And ladies and gentlemen, you have heard the saying, you play until the whistle, and Averett has shown why that is such a popular saying, as that is what the Cougars have done. And they have just really come back and taken Piedmont by complete surprise and able to knot things up here at 13 as we are getting late into this contest. So Piedmont will win the draw. Piedmont looking to try to stop the bleeding a little bit here. And both of these teams have showed they are capable of putting up points at will. So you know neither one of these teams will be taking any time off here. Piedmont with the opportunity now, but great defense there by the Cougars. Cougars fighting for the clearance. So kerfuffle there in the middle, but Rosia will come up with the ground ball. She's moving down. Ryan's telling her to keep going, keep moving. Rosia using that speed, turning it on. She does a great job of stopping her momentum there. Drops off the pass to Lewis. Lewis to Johnson. And the foul is going to be whistled against Piedmont. And this is going to give Averett a chance now to take its first lead of the contest. It's going to be number 18, Shayla Johnson. Johnson already with 3 goals. Looking to make it 4. And nice save there by Keaton. So right now it's going to be number 24, Morris, with the ball for the Lions. Morris, she's turning on the Jets now, trying to get down. Peasley keeping pace. Peasley will drop back at that point. So Cougars are trying to adjust to a little bit of zone here. So getting down to the final 30 in this contest. 13-13 game. And there's a shot. It's no good. Deflects off the post. Let's see if Averett can respond in time. They are unable to. And the clock will run out. We're going to take a quick break here on the Averett Sports Network, but we will be right back. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I'm sure most of you are watching this. You are familiar with the overtime procedures, but if you are not, what will happen here, we will play 6 minutes, play 2 3-minute periods. We will play those 6 minutes to completion. If the game is still tied after that, then it will go into a sudden goal victory or a sudden death situation where the first team that scores wins. So we're guaranteed at least 6 more minutes of action here at Daly Field. And we've had an incredible 60 minutes of action so far, especially probably the last 25 minutes or so of the game have probably been some of the most incredible, as Averett puts together a total of 9 goals in about the final 6 or 7 minutes of this contest. So we've got 2 3-minute periods. That's the way things are going to work out. If nobody scores, then we will go to a sudden death where the first team that scores will win. So let's see what plays out. As we have seen here so far that anything can happen, as Averett just completely stormed back. Able to not to score up despite being down by as many as 8 late in the contest. And you know that Kelly Ryan has got to be feeling good about her team's performance. And so here we go. The first overtime lacrosse match played on the newly renovated Daly Field. Of course, I'm sure there were quite a few overtime matches. Here back about 10 years ago, but this will be the first one played on Daly Field. So let's see what transpires. It's been an exciting game, especially the last 5 or 6 minutes of it. So Piedmont will end up winning the draw. Ball is played over to number 2, Higgins. Piedmont right now trying to set up its play. Higgins over to Jordan. Piedmont trying to get the ball in front of the net. And there's going to be a foul whistled on Averett, I believe. It will be, and it looks like it is going to be number 21, O'Brien, lined up. Let's see what happens. And Averett with some big defense right there, but Piedmont will have another shot close. As Averett getting whistled for the foul. So as we said, 2 3-minute periods, no matter if anybody scores or not. If we're still scoreless after 6 minutes, we'll go into a sudden death penalty. And that is going to be a goal there for the Lions. It's going to put them ahead. And we're trying to see who it was with the goal for the Lions. And that is Bumpus getting the goal for the Lions. It's Bumpus' second goal of the contest. She does have 1 assist as well, 3 points, 2 goals on 4 shots. 3 of those shots coming on goal. 3 of those shots. And actually, Piedmont, that is going to be the deciding goal, as Piedmont will pick up the 14-13 victory. And so, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for us here today for the women's game. But make sure you stick around, as in a couple of hours we will have the men's lacrosse game coming in here. And also make sure you hang around for a few minutes. And so, ladies and gentlemen, great contest here today between these two sides. Piedmont is victorious 14-13. That's going to do it here for us here at Daly Field. Like I said, make sure to tune back in here at 5 o'clock. And actually, we are going to go through and do a quick rundown of some of the leaders here real quick for each side. For Averett, Lewis leading the way with 4 goals. Johnson backing her up with 3. Peasley with 2. Rosia with 2. Also on the assist end of things, Boardway picking up an assist, Rosia with 1, Lewis with 1, Porter with 1, and Peasley also with an assist. Meanwhile, for Piedmont was led by Jordan's 2 goals, Steele's 2 goals, Bumpus' 2 goals. And then, of course, we cannot get out of here without talking about the play of O'Brien and Heflin. O'Brien picked up 3 goals, Heflin picked up 4. And then Heflin also with a pair of assists. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for us here today. Once again, Piedmont a 14-13 victor in overtime. But Averett doing a great job of fighting and staying alive, almost overcoming an 8-point deficit late in the game. They actually did overcome the 8-point deficit late in the game, but in the end, it was a little bit too much for the Cougars to completely dig out of, as they will end up dropping a heartbreaking 14-13 contest to Piedmont College, but still a lot to look positive, a lot of positive coming out of this game for Kelly Ryan and her Cougars. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm a former assistant sports information director, Davin Wilson. It's been a pleasure bringing you this game today, my first lacrosse broadcast, and make sure you come back at 5 o'clock as the Averett men's lacrosse team will open up USA South Conference play, its first ever USA South Conference matchup, as they will battle Greensboro College. So thanks again for tuning in, and hope you'll join us here in about 2.5 hours.